Hello everyone, it's day 46. Today was kind of like a housekeeping day. I was gonna work on my project, but then I decided to go through all the bookmark YouTube videos that I had, articles or blog posts I emailed to myself as a reminder to go check it out. And so that list of stuff to look at was getting rather long. So I was like, you know what, it's gonna be like a chill day. So I went back, read those resources, watched some videos. What did I look at? The JavaScript Array Handbook. It was an article on Free Code Camp that I found a while back, which I'm not done reading that. I'm like halfway through that one. I'm making notes about it because arrays are one of the things I really need to work on as far as like reduce filter, like the more advanced ones. Wes Bos has released his beginner JavaScript notes. Shout out to Ron who gave me the link to it or gave me the heads up that he had posted them. I read them and it was useful. Like I learned a couple like event listener methods that I didn't know about or whatever. It was just weird to read the notes because it goes with the course that he has. So like he kept referencing a video that of course you don't have when you're watching it. And he also was like referring to himself in like the third person, which just made it weird to read. So after a while I just kind of clicked off of it. But I mean, to each their own. What else? I learned about the event listener once option. So rather than having to hunt down your event listeners and remove the event listener, so a user can't keep like clicking a button or something, you can just automatically bind that to the end of your function. Don't have to worry about it, which I wish I knew that yesterday when I was still working on my tic-tac-toe game, because I need to remove event listeners and I had an anonymous function for one of them, which you can't remove a event listener from an excuse me, shit, sorry, it's late, from an anonymous function, just because you have to first save it to a variable and then remove it that way. But anyway, also learned about element.click. Like say the user does this and you want to simulate a click, even though they don't click the button, you can just, whatever the element is, append the .click method and it'll simulate a click, which I'm gonna try that out tomorrow. I was sent a book, shout out to Ron too, Think Like a Programmer by Anton Sproul. It goes over like problem solving, how to break problems down or whatever, which is something I want to work on as far as like, I don't know, when I implement code, I feel like I do it the really simple way. And when I look at other people's code, they have like the Ninja Code response, which I mean, Ninja Code isn't necessarily the best, but like, say for instance, like you're using a for loop to solve something when you could use map or reduce, something like that. So like, I just kind of need to up my game a little bit when it comes to that. So hopefully that book will have a couple good parts about it. I'm usually not a reader, but I'm trying to get myself out of that. So we'll see how that goes. I'll start reading that probably tonight or maybe tomorrow. I also came across executeprogram.com. It's kind of like another one of those exercise websites. Not so much as like competitive, I guess, like HackerRank or anything like that, but I liked it just because it was specific. Like they have a JavaScript array course, but I mean, I feel like it's really just a bunch of exercises where you get it right, you move on to the next question. Then they have another one for regular expressions, which I'm definitely going to look at because when I went through the Free Code Camp, like, I don't know, regular expressions just were not clicking based on the little lessons that they gave. So I definitely want to check that out too. What else? I wanted to, also looked at ES6. My Udemy course had like a 2.5 hour lecture on it. So I made some notes about that. I went through the different parts of it. So I think what I may end up doing is going back to the Free Code Camp ES6 section, just to redo all those exercises again, just to refresh my memory for practice. Last thing I wanted to touch on is I was on LinkedIn a little while ago and somebody posted a very interesting question. He was like, in terms of being a new developer, as far as like, I guess from a hiring standpoint, what does an employer prefer? And he raised the question of width versus depth in terms of knowledge. Like, is it better to have 15 different skills on your portfolio, which some of those 15, or maybe even the majority of those 15, you've either only watch it on a tutorial or maybe use it literally one time, but just put it on there because you want to sound cooler, I guess. Or is depth more important? Maybe only having like 3 or 4 skills, but knowing those skills inside and out. And literally everyone in the comments was like, depth. Depth is definitely the most important one. So like, that's the kind of approach I've been taking all along. Like, I know I see everybody, frameworks this, frameworks that, but like, I'm taking the vanilla JavaScript way all the way to the end. Like, I want to know all the fundamentals, pretty much anything you can know about JavaScript. And then, all right, say either I get hired first or I've just taken it as far as I can go, then I'll learn a framework. But it's not like, oh my God, I'm going to die if I don't learn a framework. Like, it's not that serious to me. But yeah, I'm definitely taking the depth approach just because I feel like once you really know the concepts, learning a framework is just like the icing on top. Like, all you have to do is learn the syntax rather than having to learn how to do it and how to convert it into the syntax as well, which I feel like most people end up doing when it comes to React because they're in such a rush. They didn't even learn like OOP with vanilla JavaScript or anything like that. But that's just my opinion. But yeah, overall, good day.